it's 8:41. We can start. I don't know the members of the meeting that are present prefer. We can start with the reports, and then at whatever point you decide, Madam Chair, we can call it no quorum if that's still the case.
I do that after I do the roll call, right?
Yeah.
Is that
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'd like to call the meeting to order for the Laredo Convention and Visitors Bureau today, Thursday, November 5th at approximately 8:42 a.m. We're gonna begin by doing roll call. Magali Ramirez,
Present.
Raymond Camina, Marisa Ramirez, present. Elizabeth Flores, Judy Gutierrez,
Present.
Richard Labre, and we have Carlos Lopez, who's still pending his oath at this time. So being that we have not, we are 6 members and we need 4 members to meet quorum. At this time, we do not meet quorum to continue with the meeting.
And this is today's November 5th, 2020 at 8:43 a.m.
Okay. Thank
Quorum
you.
has failed to materialize, requiring this meeting to be canceled at 8:43 a.m. So if it's the wishes of the members, we can present our reports just as informational, but there will not be any.
Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
We can't vote because we don't have a quorum.
Mhm.
Right.
We can go on with the meeting and the reports, and that's perfectly okay.
Yeah, because I truly believe in the LCDB, they do all their work and, just to not listen and see what all the hard work that y'all are doing is important to us, So we're gonna then start with, I guess, reviewing the financial statement, which is on page 6.
Yes, and Madam Chair, we didn't have it in the packet because we hadn't received it, but we will send it to all of you at our regular report.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay,
so we will send that. We received it on Tuesday, so we were not able to include it in the packet.
in the packet.
Yeah.
Thank
But as
you.
you can see, we have our collections. We're still above the numbers, and we continue to monitor the hotel occupancy tax. Our sample still looks very good. Actually, in our sample report, we were above the numbers that we had last year for September. Again, I want to caution everybody that this might be because of the contracts, the government contracts that were in place. But we had, at least for the summer, we had really good numbers, or better numbers than we expected.
Yes.
For September, we did have better numbers than even last year.
My goodness, well, congratulations. For whatever the reason, it's there, and thank God.
Exactly. We're very thankful. We know that, and I had in a conversation with a media reporter from Monterrey, I was explaining that to her. I was like, we don't have our visitor, but we do see a lot of government contracts, a lot of different, between a little bit of the private sector, and this is in the conversations that we've had with the hotels. I said it's not necessarily the visitor, although we did see visitors during the summer coming into our office and looking for souvenirs, and that was exciting for us. But given the situation, but we did see good numbers in the months during the summer and now September. This is good because this will keep this will keep us afloat. Hopefully, we'll continue to have those numbers, although we know that now a lot of the different groups and healthcare workers are being demobilized. And so some of them will leave the community in the next few weeks.
But you're right, Eileen, it will keep you, it takes us to the next month. I mean, and if we have to take it that way, I think that whenever you think so, things are gonna be so dire, so bad and big, and then you have a report like this, it's like, there's something good happening, right? And it'll take us to next month, it will. And then then we'll take it one day at a time. It's just like, and as long as we're not, underwater, I mean, I think that.
And for us, the biggest concern is that the hotels have business that they can,
Of course.
that we have all the hotels coming out of this situation as we would in the same and more hotels that we had when we went into the pandemic. So we know that there's other communities that have had to close a lot of properties, and thank God that's not the case with Laredo. So that's our main concern.
Magali, how are you all doing, Magali? Can you? You're the one in the business, and you and Marisa, so if you can
Yes.
kind of chime in and see what's going on with your particular places of business.
Yes, well, like Eileen said, it's still a lot of government, a lot of medical field personnel, right? But we cannot complain. I think we passed the worst at the beginning of the pandemic, like April, early May, and then after that, we haven't seen a decline. We have been with steady numbers and very good comparing to last year. So we're doing pretty good comparing to last year, and the new hotels are performing good as well. So we're not all the way of our projections, right? We have higher projections, but understand that this is a different year. Like we're very content. We're okay. We never we didn't lay off anybody. We kept all of our staff. So that's a plus, at least for the city that we have so many people employed, and we had a few that left, and now we're hiring again. That's because workload is there. So I know other hotels, at least in my area, are very busy as well. So I know that that we're doing good. So there's enough business for everybody right now.
So, very good.
Yes. And the pricing has been kept, steady, like rates are high. So that means that, there's a lot of demand. Yes. That was another concern because at the beginning, everybody started panicking and, dropping rates, and that also affects you.
Yes.
That big time, but no, the rates have been kept steady, and that's a great sign. Yeah.
Wow.
How are you guys seeing it, Marisa? Of it in your area? How's the demand in your area?
Well, the hotel's doing very well. Thank you for the government, the medical industry, that they have all these personnel coming in from different areas of the country. And we're doing everything in our power to accommodate them, appreciate them. All the little knickknacks that they might want or desire, we go out of our way to try to accommodate that, because first of all, they're all away from home. Two, they're faced with such, the risk for them is even higher on a daily basis, if not an hourly basis. So we are trying to do that, but we're definitely doing very well. The guests are happy. Most of our guests right now are medical. That's been basically what's been maintaining us during this, right around April, May. I mean, it was just horrible, but starting like September, October, then, with all the medical personnel coming in, it took a good ramp up. We've maintained our restaurants open. but we're not at full capacity only by electing not to have full capacity as what we're allowed to have because Mr. Garcia, our general manager, he just doesn't want to take that much of a risk with anybody, whether our guests or personnel. So we're kind of keeping that, you know, even if they say 50% or 75%, we're keeping it below that. But overall, I think we're doing very well. Thank God for that, you know.
Marisa, do you still have your noon specials or buffets?
No, right now we have the daily specials. We're not having any buffets at this time. For the same reason of not wanting to get into that risk of contamination or anything like that. We have these dividers that we're separating all the tables. So if you have a party of like 6 people, you know, they have their privacy. So, you know, no buffets at this time, but we have specials like daily specials, and then we have a smaller menu at the restaurant. We still continue with the tap room being open for dinner. We were doing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and we recently just started opening Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Wow, that means that it's going well. How wonderful.
So as far as our personnel, yes, we did have to downsize quite a bit. We were probably a little too heavy personnel. So we have had to come down on personnel as, you know, which is a drawback in I guess in most cases, people losing their jobs. We furloughed quite a few for a while, several months, and then, you know, Mr. Garcia came to the decision it was time to, you know, relieve certain employees. So overall, you know, it's a learning progress. I think, like Judy, you said, you know, taking one day at a time, taking the baby steps to get smarter and to help everybody get to the next level of where we need to be. So hopefully
Yes,
get
you learn in the process, you know, how to best manage it. I know that it's like a moving target, you know, so you have to be able to go, you know, with the flow, as they would say, you know, because
exactly.
you can't plan for a long term because you don't know, you know, if we're gonna be hit hard or not, and you know, so. Well, I just wanted to have an idea what's going on out there in the real world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, another thing is that slowly we're seeing more business travelers. Like yes, the main source of business continues to be government, but we're still seeing more corporate travelers. Like the people that are adjusting, you know, and they're adjusting to come back and travel. Of course, we're still missing, you know, the leisure side, but these more corporate business travelers. So that's good news. Hopefully we can continue in that path and we don't go backwards. Yeah.
That is good, Magali. That is good.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you all so much for that information. I think it helps us out here to understand what's going on with you all. So,
Sure. You're very welcome. Eileen, would you like to do your report or?
Yes, the one thing I want to focus on, well, there's a couple of things, but the flight to Mexico City, we were very fortunate that we were able to begin the service between Laredo and Mexico City. This is, and working with Aeromar has been a very good experience. They're very, very customer service focused. They take every comment from all the customers very seriously, and so it's been a great experience working with them. We had the opportunity to travel to Mexico City for the official ribbon cutting. I included a picture there in the report, and different meetings with aduanas, with Secretaría de Relaciones Exteriores, and different opportunity to meet with different people there. So this is a good, I believe, a very good thing for Laredo. It connects the city, the community to a lot of places, basically Central, South America, and the interesting part is currently, due to the situation, they don't know exactly, they haven't been able to pinpoint why, but they're seeing the same situation here and in McAllen. They're seeing more people traveling from Mexico City to Laredo than from Laredo to Mexico City. So this has a lot of potential for us in terms of bringing people to the community. Obviously, right now we're very cautious on how we promote this because of the situation with the pandemic. But we have to be able to see further out, and this will be a great opportunity for us to bring people from basically a completely different market. This will open Mexico City, state of Mexico, and basically central Mexico to us, which right now, as you know, Monterrey and the northern part of Mexico is our feeder market. Now this opens up a whole new region in Mexico for us to work with. And so we have been able to work with different entities there with great help from our agency ADS. They are helping us also in that area. So I believe this is going to be a great asset for us. And we're working with I mentioned this last time, we're getting closer to December, the paisano season, and the Mexican government as well as the local government, we're not promoting for people to come, but we do know that there's people that are going to travel. And in a meeting yesterday, Mexican agencies mentioned the same thing. We're not promoting for people to come to travel internationally, but the people that are going to do it, we want to service them in the best way. So we will have previous approval of the medical authority. We will have an edited version of our services that we usually have. But we're still pending to present this, which will happen this week, present this to the medical authority, not only here in Laredo, but also in Nuevo Laredo and in Tamaulipas. But we believe we have a good plan to keep everybody safe and make sure that the people who travel make it safely. And again, it's not, the idea is not to tell everybody, and this is this goes against everything that we do normally, but which is come in, invite people to come. But we know that the situation traveling internationally is right now very delicate. So, but we still want to make sure that everybody that comes through Laredo gets the service that we usually provide.
Eileen, what are the requirements for testing when you go, let's say you fly into Mexico City? Do they test you, they take the temperature and all of that when you get in, or what happens?
You have to fill out the form. So every time you travel in or out, and I just threw it away yesterday. I wouldn't save it to show you, but you have to fill out a questionnaire. They give you a QR code, and the Mexican government keeps that information. So they have the option of doing contact tracing in case there's somebody that becomes ill that was on the plane. They have the ability to do the contact tracing because they ask you all the information of your flight, and any places that you have been, a lot of information. And so you have to do it on the way in and then again on the way out, depending on your flight. So the situation with and in Mexico, they're very particular. They take your temperature every 3 steps. There's always somebody trying to take your temperature, and hand sanitizer everywhere. So they're very particular about that in Mexico City, at least, which is where I've had the opportunity to travel a couple of times in the last month.
Well, that's good. I think a lot of people ask, I said, I want to travel to San Miguel de Allende. I wonder how things are. And I said, well, I really don't know. But, I would imagine they have, their travel restrictions, or for however they do it, when you're going into the country and when you're leaving the country, there's got to be some weeks and weeks, to take care of.
And
So-
they, another thing that they have everywhere are those mats that disinfect your shoes. So that's a very, very common thing everywhere over there. We trip with them. They had them all over the hotel, which can become a little bit of a tripping hazard. But they have them like in every, like before you go into every like meeting room or the elevator. Oh, we have Mayor Flores coming in. And so they have different levels of protection or prevention in from the airport all the way to the hotels and restaurants and all that good stuff.
Well, that's good. I have a little bit more information now than I did before, so, that's good. That's very good.
And thank you. And those are the two things I wanted to focus. This has been a the flight took a lot of our focus, but it's again, I believe it's a very good asset for us.
Good.
Definitely. Okay. Any other comments? If not, we'll move over to the Assistant Director's report. Joel?
Good morning, Madam Chair. My report is on page 8. Is that I want to highlight. It's the Aeromar fan tour that we had. We had in total 23 people with us. So actually, it was 20 people that traveled from Mexico City, from influencers to travel agents and Mexican media. So it was a great event. We stayed. The group stayed at the True Hotel. So we show them. We had 2 different groups. So Vero was in charge of one of the groups, and then I was in charge of the other group. And we took them around to see several hotels. And you have the list there on page 9. Some of the locations where we took the group. So in 2 days and a half or 2 days, they were pretty busy, taking them everywhere, from hotels to restaurants to locations, for shopping, to see the city. Obviously, our history was very important for us to showcase our history. And these people, they were really blown away with our community, with our city. They weren't sure everything that the city. Or we took them to a lot of the local restaurants, so they got to. They're so used to the chain restaurants, but getting that experience of going into a local restaurant, the history, they were just very blown away. The attention that we gave them was, I think, we threw the red, purple, green, the rainbow carpet. All the staff from Aeromar, they basically said, like, you guys outdid yourselves. We go to different cities, the Valley, San Antonio. And, it was a good attention, but you guys went above and beyond. We waited for them. We took them to Walmart. If they wanted to go to Walmart, we took them to Target. Any places that they wanted to go, we would take them. And we wanted for them to, to get experience of the city and look at the different shopping experiences that we have. But not only shopping, but history. But in general, everything, they were just blown away with the hospitality, with the customer service, and they were just blown away that they thought it was going to be a really small city, and everything that the city had to offer. Because we shot from North Laredo to South Laredo. We went from, where the new sports complex is, they're going to build it in Cuatro Villas, all the way to the Max. They really got to see everything, the trade, wool trade. So overall was a great experience. You see some of the pictures there at the outlets. They were crazy. They bought, I think, I would say a handful of them had to buy extra bags. So they could, they're at Nike or Under Armour, they bought those big bags so they could put a lot of their clothes, a lot of, I know the 2 hours that were there at the outlets, I think they spent a lot of money. I think more than they probably projected. Like I said, the history, the golf course, they were blown away. The Unitree took them there, so they got to meet the the mascot for the Tecos. So overall was a really great, and we got to show them some of the different hotels of different areas, what the city has to offer, and one of the travel agents emailed me and said that he wanted already like bus company, so Vero helped me with that. So they're trying to hopefully start selling packages where they could come into our city and, bring a small group, 15, 20 people, 30 people, and be able to do a little tour. So that was the biggest thing that I wanted to highlight. I'm not sure if you guys have any questions in regards to my report.
One thing I wanted to mention, if I may, is that when I spoke the week after, when I spoke with the sales and marketing director from Idomar, he said that his staff that went on the fam trip was so excited that they went back to the office, and now the whole marketing and sales office at Idomar wants to come to Laredo because they had such a great time that they were telling everybody in his office. So they were very, very excited about it.
But they have to let Joel and the staff give him the tour, because if not, it's not gonna be the same, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah. We need to replicate the experience.
Exactly. Thank you, Joel.
Thank you, Joel.
Thank you.
Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
great.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. Moving on to the services coordinators report, Veronica Gamboa.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Madam Chair.
Hey, Vero, good morning.
Hello.
Yeah.
Page
I don't know if
11.
I'll do it again. It depends how the pandemic is. It was challenging, but we decided, we went through it. We welcomed the group, and we're glad that they had a good experience. It was strange because they did mention to me, I was with the media group, so they were a little bit more chatty. And they were telling me that they done San Antonio and they done different parts in Texas, but Laredo was one of the best that understood the market. And I was like, well, we do our homework. So they were very impressed with the fact that we took them to the Ross, the TJ Maxx. They're like, in San Antonio, they just don't want to take us, and we're asking and asking. So I guess we are doing, we understand our market in Mexico, and I think that showed, and they were very impressed with our team and how we received them. So that was a great experience for me. And it was kind of like, it took me a while to get back in the coordinating these tours, but at the end it showed that we still have the heart and our skills showed. So I'm glad that they enjoy, and hopefully when they come back, we're here.
Y'all did well. I mean, it seems like you all got a lot of compliments, and that's wonderful when you hear that.
And there was a lot of pieces that were done. I don't think I put them in my report, but there was a lot of pieces of promotional pieces that the media people did, especially our we had some influencers. So they did a lot of things on social media. They did some TV shows, there's like segments. They also did a YouTube channel. So it was a very fruitful event, and I think Laredo will be top of mind as soon as our borders are open. And obviously the flight is it's even though we're in the pandemic, we still have a lot of travelers coming in. So with that said,
I got to see part of the group, and yes, it was great, and yes, kudos to you guys, because I know it was a challenge to coordinate so many people, and at the same time wanting to keep distance and everything, and at times they would get very comfortable, and so I know it was challenging for all of you, and so hats off, you all did great. Thank you.
thank
I
you.
think it also helps, Vero, that even though this pandemic and there's so many worries of so many issues that people are having to deal with, that when you all come out with that love and that positive look, we're doing this and we're doing that, so it helps people shift their minds into, you get them away from that also, and they'll remember that. It's going to capture their eyes and their thoughts. and deep down in their hearts, because right now everybody doesn't know what the future holds. And so it's wonderful that y'all are doing that.
Yes, we bring a little light and such a big impact in our lives, in our normality. I mean, we now appreciate a lot of the little things that we used to not. So I think that they did have that escape a little bit from the pandemic, and obviously we will continue with the social distance with all the guidelines that we need to do. But it was a fun and very productive fam tour, because they are very excited to come, and there was a lot of we gave them a lot of information as well. I mean, it was fun, but it was also work. So we did put that first thing of that we're promoting our city, and then we want them to be on top of mind. Everybody loved it, and well, I mean, hopefully we could see more of them, of our flight, sales increase and become what we will always know. That, I mean, I think this is a good product, and we're moving forward to promote it. And me, as a service coordinator, continue doing tours and helping out with whatever groups come in. So moving on, I do want to speak a little bit of our sister cities online. We are taking a little longer than expected because there is a lot of tweaking to do. It's a new project. We are trying to see how best it would work, and obviously to keep customer service top of mind. But we are working on it, and we're moving forward. Eileen and I have had a couple of meetings with Hispanic International, which is our provider that brings the exhibitors to us for the regular festival. We're also working alongside to see if 2021, the festival, is possible, and looking towards to meet with the arena to have a plan A, B, and C on depending on how this pandemic moves forward. So obviously top of mind is the safety of our staff, our visitors, and anybody that attends the event. That will be, exhibitors. I mean, everybody that comes in to have fun but be safe. So with that said, I don't know if you have any other questions for me in my report.
No, just
Marisa, I'm sorry. I just wanted to make
where are you, Betty? I can't see you.
I'm sorry, I'm not on camera, but I'm having trouble with my audio, so I have to hold everything up to my ear, and I don't think you all want to see my ear.
No, we don't, Betty, but that's okay.
Anyway, I wanted to tell you all, I listened to you all and your reports, and I have to tell you one thing. There's several cities that I listen to, and I go and I have friends, and so I listen to all the stuff that they do in their convention and visitors bureau and things. And what I wanted to tell you all is that they don't have the expertise that we have. You all are so expert in what you're doing. You have no idea, because for you it's just like a normal job. You just do the job. But it is so above everybody else that you have no idea how good you are. And let me tell you, you're not selling a beach. You have no beach to sell. You have no, beautiful places to sell. You're selling a city that is pretty much just a transportation city with wonderful people and wonderful food and wonderful hospitality. But you have no extra attractions. So what you're doing is out of this world. What you're doing is unbelievable. And I really want to congratulate you and tell you that, the leadership that you have, and each one of you all with your expertise, and the board that you have and you have had for many years. And, I know Ms. Gutierrez has been there, Commissioner has been there for a while. That kind of policymaker and that kind of work needs to be appreciated. And I hope you all know and pat yourself on the back.
Thank you.
And I think coming from a person that is going to be our next council person for her area,
Yay.
y'all need to remember what she said so she can continue to support you when she gets in, right, Betty?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations, by the way, Betty.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
Congratulations, Mayor.
Thank you. Appreciate you all very much. No, hombre, everywhere we have, like Magali and her in her place, and everywhere we go that I see, I compare the people with other people that I see in other cities. Nombre,
No.
you know, we kick their ass. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Eileen, you're mute. You're mute.
We're very fortunate to have all of you on our board. Definitely, it makes a big difference. Having the expertise and the support, and having. I mean, I always say it, but this team it has a lot of heart and it has a lot of. Our heart is in Laredo. Our heart is in promoting Laredo, and so I appreciate those comments and I really appreciate our board because you all give us such good insight and perspective and support in everything that we do. So thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor.
It doesn't hurt to be such a good-looking group. I mean, really, I mean, everybody looks good, and I'm sure you all smell very good, so that doesn't hurt. So it's, I mean, I know you all are doing a fantastic job, just like Betty was saying. I think it's a tribute to you all and your hard work because you all
Absolutely.
have worked together and you've learned how to do things and in spite of all of the the things that we have gone through this last year and you're able to start getting into your routines and that's very good because you're preparing the way for next year. I mean, I think we're only about 8 months away from the Sister Cities Festival in 2021 and so it's never too early to start. So hopefully we'll be able to do that next year. Primero Dios. ¿Verdad?
Of course.
Primero Dios.
Yes.
Good job, everyone. Veronica, thank you so much. Moving on to our next report, which is a marketing manager, Miss Selena. It's on page 12.
Yes, good morning, everybody, and congratulations, Mayor Flores. Just to resonate on your comments, I think one thing that all meeting planners and vendors and tour operators realize about Laredo's staff is that we know the bottom line is that we're a business, but at the heart of it is that we treat everybody as if they were a friend, as if they were a family member. And, this month I did a lot of updating copy with on our leisure market, our meetings market. And something that came up over and over again is that our representative kept on telling me, she's like, you write the way you speak. She's like, and it's as if you're speaking to the person, inviting them to Laredo and talking about Laredo. So she's like, your passion and your heart really comes through your writing. And of course, she's like, we will have to tweak the copy a bit, to sound a little bit more formal. But she's like, when the team starts looking at what I give them on your behalf, she's like, everybody's like, I want to go to Laredo. She's like, when is the next time Alex going to come to Laredo? They're like, and can Selena be on the tour with us? Because everything sounds great. But I think that's something that, we do love our hometown, and for those that have transplanted here, Laredo is home, and that's something that we do. Roll out the red carpet for everyone. Like I mentioned, updating a lot of copy in regards to Edomad. There is a current online giveaway taking place. We had some partners participate, such as the Outlets, Border Foundry, La Quinta Inn and Suites Laredo Airport, which are, it's a weekend getaway here in town that will go ahead and wrap up next week, and we should have those statistics for you. I'll let Casa Laredo touch on Facebook Live. Ana Reina can go ahead and touch on, the efforts that she did in regards to being part of the City of Laredo delegation in Mexico City. With reaching out to our media outlets, I actually fielded a call this week from Red Roofs, their their marketing and sales team. What they want is, I guess that they're no longer, one of the hotels that offering services to being a COVID site, a COVID housing site. So they do want to get back in. They, having more promotions to bring people in. I did mention, that we do have partnerships taking place that we solicit throughout the year, through the Ethical. And, we do online giveaways. And they mentioned that that's something that they would go ahead and take back to their management team to see if they can go ahead and partner up with us, just because, they do want to get a little bit more of their extra presence out there, and just have people realize that they are a location to stay at for people coming into town. Is there anything else y'all would like to touch on in regards to my report?
Very excellent report, Selena. It's very, very nice. And all the things that you said, I mean, it's just another indication of how well, you all are doing, to be able to promote, Laredo. Laredo is it's a beautiful city. And I know that, we're lacking a lot of the other things that other communities have, but we make up, make it up with, the beautiful and heartwarming and the hospitality. I mean, it's just incredible that people, that when you're warm to somebody, when you're that way, they respond well. And I think that that's part of the charm of this whole community. And felicidades, you all are doing a tremendous job.
They're
Thank you.
doing a really good job. Takes a lot to, it takes a lot to embrace that warmth and to truly feel the heart that you have for Laredo in order to promote it. So
That's
it
right.
starts from there. It's what you believe, and it's gonna, when you believe something, it's gonna project. So congratulations to all of you doing such a great job. That positive attitude, I think, makes all the difference compared to other cities. Are we gonna review any other reports under the marketing manager, or do we move over to Casa Laredo?
I don't know if you have any
I
questions
don't know if you want to go ahead and touch on.
I'm sorry, I
Can you hear
listen my
me?
name, but I listen the phone and I listen Eileen, so I don't know if you
No, I was gonna say if they had,
I'm lost.
I don't know, I was gonna say if they had any questions on social media and your reports, or if you wanna mention a little bit of what happened on the, with Idomar.
We travel with Idomar, and I have a meeting with the influencers that's coming next month. They coming on December, influencers from Mexico City. So that's a different market. Mexico City is a big city, and we need to expand that. And we need to, that we read, that we know that the people want, now that the people travel, not because we have an ad or they decide travel because some people show what is the travel, what is in that city. So that's a reason that we invite influencers. We have 4 influencers that come in from Mexico City. They are different kind of influencer. We have a foodie, we have a blogger, a beauty blogger, we have another that's more that experience like the nature and more I don't know what is it, biome. They're more in the nature advertisement. Another that's the kind of the more neutral, that's a father, that's another a pet lover. So we have 4 different kind of influencers that travel together, and we have this opportunity to show the city. I met with them in Mexico City. Also, I'm working with ADS to prepare for when the restrictions are lifted from the bridge, and the people from Monterrey can come, and we have another influencer. We have another 4 influencers from Monterrey that can come. And we have this interaction with them. We have all the social media. And like Selena mentioned, we have the we have our giveaway in Mexico City. We have a good response. As yesterday, we have more than 700 people registered in the giveaway. So that's
Wow.
a very good
That's
response.
wonderful.
Very good.
Yeah, that's a, I don't know if anyone has another question.
I think, Reina, what you're doing is keeping in touch with them and staying connected is very important because the day, like you said, the bridge opens, it's not like, oh, let me call them. No, 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 no. You have to do all the work before and be ready and say, okay, now I'm going to open the door and but you've been in contact with them. I think that's wonderful.
Yes, and that's a weird that's a sweet and soul experience because we have the dates and okay, we're ready for travel. So we have this day for you, we have these are preparations, and then oh no, we need to start
Sure.
again for the next month and again for the next month. And we have to keep the communication and all the social media, the digital places in Mexico, in Monterrey and Mexico City. So now we have two digital areas to promote the city. But I'm very happy with them. They are very kind. They understand the situation, and all the people from Monterrey and from Mexico City, they want to travel to Laredo
Yes.
and start the shopping. Hopefully this Black Friday they can come because that's in the social media. You can see the comments and anything that, oh, we really miss Rose. We really miss Orrington, the
Right.
food, Whataburger. So
That's
hopefully
great.
the
That's
restrictions
great.
ends this
Everything
month.
will be back.
Aileen, and you have the perfect person because I know Reina in Mexico City. They have a good relationship.
Yes, we have some secret weapons here.
Good
That's
secret
right.
weapon.
Dude,
Yes.
dude, that's
And
wonderful.
so that helps, and I think Beto mentioned it. Knowing the market, having people that know the market very well, like Selena and Samuel in Monterrey, like Reina, Beto, myself, Mexico City. It helps to understand. And then we have our Texas market. I think we have a little bit of everything here represented.
Absolutely.
And so that allows for us to have a good understanding, firsthand understanding of our market, which we're very lucky to have this team, and all those elements make it a very, very strong group.
Absolutely.
Good job, Reina. Thank you so much. If nobody has any other questions, we can move on to the Monterrey office, either Samuel or Selena. Welcome.
Hi, good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hi.
Okay, our report is on page 17.
17.
And as Eileen mentioned, we're part of that Chile Mole y Pozole, market. So we can tell you firsthand what Regios are looking for. And the report says about these new alternative routes for tour operators. Casa Laredo is connecting these tour operators and travel agencies with Aeromar to get group rates because Regios, it's kind of amazing, but they're willing to make a trip. They want to make an evaluation of the prices, but they're willing to take more time to be in Laredo, Texas, by flying, for example, from Monterrey to Mexico City, and then from Mexico City to Laredo to take advantage of this new direct flight that is between these two cities. So we're connecting them, and they're trying to evaluate the prices, the logistics, and everything we can do to help them, as for example, hotel reservations, logistics, schedules for shopping, or different areas they want to visit, but they're looking for alternative routes. Regios, we can tell you for sure, Selena and myself, that Regios are really eager to visit Laredo, Texas once again. We hope that for this Black Friday, restrictions are already down, but if restrictions continue, we are looking for a plan B, okay, for these shopping experiences doesn't get lost even this year, okay?
All right.
We also continue, Casa Laredo continues to have the Facebook Live on a weekly basis. You can check some of the topics we had this month, okay, and some statistics about these streams we had. Okay, we talk about the outlet shops in downtown, Mall del Norte, in restaurants. Okay, we are also trying to share this with our own relatives and friends, okay, and the community to expand the audience these streams reach, okay. Some of the other activities we'll be working, it's in IBTM. It's going to be a webinar for IBTM Las Americas. We're going to be having virtual meetings, okay, with buyers interested in this market that is Laredo, Texas, okay. We also help with this interview from El Norte. There's this reporter. She's always very interested in numbers, in economic numbers. Okay, Silvia Olvera from El Norte. And we connected her with Teclo Garcia and Eileen Ramos to get these numbers and have that information printed in El Norte newspaper. Okay. I don't know if you have any comments, any questions about our report on behalf of Selena Rodriguez and myself.
Does anybody have any questions? Samuel, thank you, and Selena, thank you so much for all of
Thank
your
you.
hard work. And I know you all are doing a great job and always keeping in touch with everybody over here in Laredo. So keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Our next meeting is scheduled December 3rd. I don't know if there's any other announcements that we need to make at this time.
I think that for the record, we need to update what we said at the beginning of the meeting, that we did not have a quorum. I think at some point when Mayor Flores in, that we had a quorum. So, okay, so just to reflect that.
Okay, Judy, thank you.
If there's nothing else, is it in order to, for a motion to adjourn? Shall we adjourn?
Do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I make a motion.
I have the motion.
Motion carries.
I believe Magali second.
Okay, and all those in favor?
Aye,
Say aye.
aye.
Motion
Thank you,
carries.
and congratulations, Mayor.